Good morning. I'm Morgan Ransom. I'm a licensed mental health therapist in Florida. Today I want to talk a little bit about the differences between intuitive eating and Overeaters Anonymous. So I'm just going to present these two as unbiased as possible with what I know about both of them. Of course, I am a little bit more familiar with intuitive eating, but I'm hopeful that this will kind of lay the land for both approaches if you are interested in either. One of the biggest differences between Overeaters Anonymous and intuitive eating is that Overeaters Anonymous practices abstinence from trigger foods, and intuitive eating practices habituation of forbidden foods. One of the main goals of Overeaters Anonymous is to try to abstain from compulsive overeating. This also means that they believe you should not keep certain foods in the home if those have been previously binged on. If those are foods that you can't control yourself around, they will recommend that you don't have those in the house. Whereas intuitive eating will say, well, of course we want what we can't have. That's part of psychology. And so if we tell ourselves we can't have it, we ultimately increase our desire for that thing more. So intuitive eating approach is to practice habituation, getting used to these foods, not necessarily sick of these foods, but if you have, for instance, a problem with overeating chips, we need to maybe change the environment, talk to yourself a little bit nicer, allow permission for these chips, understand why our body might be craving these chips, and really come at it from a place of curiosity, ultimately knowing that you can trust yourself with it. That is the first main difference, abstinence versus habituation and allowing full permission to enjoy those foods. So there are 10 principles of intuitive eating and 12 steps to Overeaters Anonymous. Overeaters Anonymous actually was derived from the format of Alcoholics Anonymous, AA, and they use the same 12 steps there. There's a lot of group support when it comes to Overeaters Anonymous and some structure, but mainly the people who are leading those groups are people who OA has worked for, maybe their sponsors. I'm not super familiar with the 12 steps of Overeaters Anonymous or AA, but I'm sure that you can do a quick Google search and see what comes up and also if that resonates with you in any way. Then intuitive eating follows 10 principles. So these principles help us improve our relationship with food and ultimately help us trust ourselves in that relationship. Some of these 10 principles are rejecting the diet mentality, honoring your hunger, making peace with foods, moving in ways that are joyful, honoring our fullness, and of course, gentle nutrition is the last principle of intuitive eating. One of the other main differences is OA believes that you are powerless over this disease, this food addiction that you have. It is very much framed in, this is not good for you, and so we need to practice abstinence with this. There's some reliance on a higher power. In OA, you will say things like the Serenity Prayer. You will also relinquish all control that you have and say, I am powerless over food, and I need to remain in this group so that I can gain control over my eating. Intuitive eating is very much reliance and trust on yourself, knowing that the body was born with certain cues and that sometimes it's a process of unlearning the messages from diet culture and learning how to regain trust in yourself and your body again. I hope that these things helped. I really love talking about the differences between these. And again, you get to make whatever informed decision you want around your body. I am a big proponent of intuitive eating. I think that it encompasses a lot of curiosity and learning and trust, and ultimately can really help you learn how to have those foods in the house. And I also understand if you want to try a different approach too. So keep being curious about your relationship with food, and I hope that you can find the help that you need. If anything about this is feeling familiar or you like my channel, please feel free to subscribe. As you know, questions are always welcome, and I'd love to hear from you. Thanks so much and have a great day. Bye.